Dobar dan, srdačno vas sve pozdravljam i hvala vam na dolasku na pres konferenciju na kojoj ćemo predstaviti novi hrvatski nacionalni turistički portal www.croatia.com. Novi portal Total Croatia je digitalna web platforma i objedinjuje ključne informacije o hrvatskim destinacijama na 15 jezika, uključujući i hrvatski jezik. Svi koji planiraju odmor u Hrvatskoj odsad će s lakoćom i na jednom mjestu pronaći sve korisne informacije i to na svom jeziku. Novi web portal danas će nam predstaviti osnivač Paul Bradbury. Paul je inače najpoznatiji Britanac u Hrvatskoj koji već 18 godina uporno i neumorno promovira hrvatski turizam. Također s nama je i Krešimir Macan, komunikacijski stručnjak i dobitnik ovogodišnje nagrade Međunarodnog Grand Prixa HUOJ-a za krizno komuniciranje za projekt Odmor koji zaslužujete je bliže nego što mislite, samo trebate preći granicu, agencije Manjgura i tvrtke Mediacor za klijenta Total Croatia News Paul Bradbury. No, za početak pogledat ćemo kratku video najavu o samom portalu.
Mijn naam is Jan de Jong, een ondernemer die al meer dan 15 jaar zaken doet in Kroatië. Wil jij meer weten over het zaken doen in Kroatië, wonen in Kroatië of gewoon op vakantie gaan naar het mooiste land van Europa? Ga naar totalcroatia.com.
Seitdem ich für totalcroatia.com Texte ins Deutsche übersetze, haben meine Familie und ich so viel über Kroatien gelernt. Und dabei sind wir Kroaten.
Спасибо totalcroatia.com за отличную информацию на русском языке. Теперь даже моя бабушка хочет посетить Хорватию.
Total Croatia News agora também está com uma versão em português. Então você, meu amigo brasileiro, não deixe de conhecer um pouquinho da Croácia e saber as informações também no nosso idioma.
Quiero contarle a toda la comunidad hispanohablante del mundo que totalcroatia.com ya está disponible en español. Ahora encontrarán todo lo que necesitan saber sobre uno de los países más maravillosos del mundo.
如果你还没有来过克罗埃西亚，网罗本地及外国人观点的 totalcroatia.com 就是您独特的资讯网站。希望很快能够在克罗埃西亚见到你。
Welcome to Total Croatia, a new Croatian tourism portal in many languages, answering the questions that you're looking for about Croatia in your language. Another thing that we're going to do at Total Croatia is bring back authenticity to Croatian tourism. We'll be working with the little small guys in all these destinations to bring you the most incredible, authentic Croatian tourism experience. Welcome to the augmented reality world of Equinox XR, bringing you a new dimension to global tourism through the innovative use of AR. For demonstration purposes, we have created a virtual tourist guide in Dubrovnik, a 3D model of the beloved patron saint, St. Blaise, who provides information about local points of interest. We're building the site and it's growing gradually and we'll have it in many languages, but for now, check it out at total-croatia.com.
Evo, nakon ovog interesantnog videa slijedi nam zanimljivo izlaganje Paula Bradburya koji će nas upoznati s detaljima projekta putem svoje prezentacije. Paul, izvolite.
Hvala puno. Ja ću dalje na engleskom ako vam ne smeta. I have three messages of communication, authenticity and innovation. A lot of you may have heard of Total Croatia News through the media here in Croatia. And I just wanted to, first of all, show you a different side of what Total Croatia News does, and then I'll introduce our project. Most people here in Croatia know of the portal because of articles where I criticize the tourism institutions like the National Tourist Board and so on. This is about 1% of what we do, but this is what is the information that comes out to the Croatian public. If you look from a foreign eye, I market myself as local knowledge with a foreign eye. This is what people see. We brought New York Times Terroir, the Sunday Times Travel and Leisure. ABC News was here in Dubrovnik last year, you'll remember that, and they came to us through our Viber community, and Mr. Matsan did the rest. We had 6 reportages on ABC News, including Good Morning America, with 12.5 million viewers. I've been fortunate enough to be recognized by the National Society of Journalists and winning the Marco Polo Prize in 2014 through 2017. I was also named the International Medical Travel Journalist of the Year in Malaysia last year. And because of Crescio's fantastic idea with the Viber community, we won the International Grand Prix Award for Crisis Communication in the region for our Viber community. So we have a fairly good international reach that doesn't necessarily get noticed here in Croatia. I did a little experiment for this presentation. About 6 weeks ago, there was an interview on Vanity Fair with Charlize Theron, the actress. And during this, she said that she was asked what was the happiest moment of her life. Where was she? And she said she was in Croatia, on Hvar, and in Dubrovnik. And this family holiday was the best thing that she'd ever done. And nobody picked up on this story. And so I put it to one side because I monitor the international media as well as the national media. And I did the story, and it was huge. And 3 hours later, as you can see on the right, it was all over the Croatian media. So this is one example of what an asset Total Croatian News can be to the international community and also to the national. So what I've realized is that there's no point trying to work with the system because of many reasons I don't particularly want to talk about today. So I've decided to use my 10 years of experience to put together a portal which is based on communication, authenticity, and innovation, where we give tourists the information that they want. So, for example, one of the most searched topics for people coming on holiday to Croatia is, can I use euros here? Can I spend dollars in Dubrovnik? What is the currency in Croatia? We've done a huge article explaining all those things, and it's currently number 2 on Google search. So we're way above everybody else, even though this portal is very, very young. We have very practical information, how to get from Split to Hvar by ferry, by catamaran. Can you take your pet on the catamaran? Can you smoke on the ferry? These are questions that are not really asked, but this is what tourists want to know. We have things like how to buy bus tickets in Croatia. Every local knows how to do it. Foreigners have no idea whatsoever. We then have very, very detailed articles looking at some of the most interesting things about Croatian culture and things to see and do, such as this very, very detailed look at olive oil in Croatia and where to buy olive oil online. And then we've decided to go and really look much deeper into Croatia than perhaps anybody's ever done before. So I don't know how many articles you've ever seen about tourism in Drniš, but here's one that we've done, and it's the Drniš Tourist Board said it was the best thing they've ever read. And we'll have this in 10 different languages. We started this project in 2018 in December, and I stopped after about 2 months because the pressures of running TCN and the financial situation. But we were ranking very well on Google back then. And because of these lawsuits from the National Tourist Board, I felt motivated to try and finish this project and try and create my own system and see if I could work with private businesses who had an interest not in keeping the system going, but actually in promoting tourism, making money, and giving customer satisfaction to our tourists. So I started it again in about mid-February, and we went back to those 86 articles I wrote in 2018, and we refreshed them with information from 2021. And here you see, this is where we're ranking on Google already for all these keywords. It's going very, very, very well. And this is just in English. We have a coronavirus travel update, which Crescio and I put together for TCN last year. We've transferred that over to Total Croatia now, so it's a much fresher page. And you can see the Google searches from a very fresh page just for that one article. And it's not just in English. We're already ranking very, very well in other languages as well. So Split to Hvar in German, we're number 2. Split to Dubrovnik in French, number 2. And even in Croatian, from Split to Dubrovnik, od Splita do Dubrovnika, number 4. And it's not just keywords, it's things that people are searching for now. Is Croatia open for tourism? can Americans visit Croatia right now? We are already ranking very well here. And even though we haven't really launched until just now, some people have been using the site already, and you can see it's a very simple message. If you give people the information, they will come. And if they don't know about the information or what's happening, then they won't come. And we have always been, our motto has always been 5 words: give people what they want. And our mission is to give the very best information, to deliver it in a lively, well-written style, and to be as helpful as possible, so that people have a great experience and then they come back to the site to use it more. And this, we're going to be a very commercial site. This is going to benefit our sponsors and our partners, and I think together we can push forward and make this a really incredible experience for all. A lot of people say that, you know, because I criticize the National Tourist Board, that I'm against all tourist boards, and that's actually not true. Some of the most frustrated people in this country work for local tourist boards, and they're much more frustrated with the system than I am. We have outstanding cooperation with Dubrovnik Tourist Board and the city of Dubrovnik, with Zagreb Tourist Board, and also some smaller ones such as Ludbreg and Stari Grad, places like that. And actually in this room at the moment we have 4 members of our Dubrovnik digital nomads in residence who are here, and I'm sure if anybody wants to talk to them afterwards, they'd be more than happy to talk. This is one, it's the co-working space is 2 doors down. This is one of the most outstanding projects I've ever been involved in, and the things that we've learned already in the first 1 or 2 weeks, together with the city and together with the mayor, Jelka and Anna, has been really, really groundbreaking. And I think we can really develop this, and it could be a really, really interesting development for Dubrovnik tourism. But also, you know, it's all about giving this information in the language of the tourist. If you can give a tourist information in his language, he's much, much rather likelier to come, to spend money, to have that experience. So, you know, in French, we have Chinese. We have it in both sorts of Chinese. Everybody talks about, you know, we had 60 million people watching some documentary, according to the National Tourist Board, but there's just no information. And so we're going to translate the whole site into both types of Chinese. It's been my childhood dream since I was 6 years old to write the definitive guide to Croatian currency in Hungarian, and now I've managed to do it. So if Hungarians know these questions, it's going to make their experience much, much easier. Kids. What is there to do for children in Croatia? The information generally is terrible. So we've started a resource. This is the one in German. These are my kids when they were cute. You know, we're just going to develop that. We're going to work with partners who want to develop that and work with us. This is an article. It's been the most popular article on the site so far. We're already in about 8 languages. It's an expat's honest guide. What's it like to live in Croatia long term? The good, the bad, and the ugly. We've had this translated into Polish by our translator Sabina, and she was really into this, and she shared it with all the Facebook groups in Poland to do with Croatian tourism. And we've had over 10,000 people from Poland have read this article already, and we haven't really launched yet. So if you give, people are really interested to come to Croatia, to live long term, to spend a few months here, to be digital nomads. But if we don't give them the information, there's not much chance that they're going to come. This is our most popular article. This is something that Crescio put together and sort of beat me all last summer to get it into the right style. So people want to know, can we come to Croatia right now? So let's give them the information, up-to-date information in their language, so they know what the latest measures are, the latest regulations. Also then in Russian. And this is really interesting. So after I started this, I have a good friend called Mirella who lives in Split. She's from Romania, and she runs an excellent nautical bracelet company called Break Time. And I asked her, could she translate a few articles into Romanian, just to see if there was any interest. And because even though Romania is not a big market, it's very close by, and in these challenging times, perhaps we could focus a little bit and get some tourism from Romania. I don't think Croatian tourism has ever targeted Romania as a destination. And she came back and she goes, I love this project. Can I write a specific article just for Romanian tourists about what they need to know to come to Romania from a Romanian perspective? And I said, please do. And here we have it. We're going to be very, very commercial. I see so much excellence in this country in terms of tourism, and I see it's just been done so badly. And so what I'm looking for is to work with the very, very best in the private sector, or the public sector, if you're not UCLIBs, because those good people do exist within the system. And I want to have one key destination partner for each destination. And so already I'm delighted that I've already signed up Sunshine Hua, who will be our official destination partner for Hua Town. Hilton Hotels will be our destination partner for the Hilton, for Zagreb, and Falkensteiner Punta Scala will be our destination partner for Zadar. Yesterday I had a very good meeting with Aminus, who are looking now to work with us, and I'm speaking to Valamar later in the week, and I'm hoping to get some really, really good partners like that, because together we can do everything. We actually don't need to have anything like the National Tourist Board. We can do everything ourselves, because there is enough intelligence, innovation, ideas in the private sector. You know, this is, but also the public-private partnership is something that is really, really, really of great interest as well, because there are excellent opportunities, and I don't want to say anything positive, negative, with a political angle, because I know the elections are in 2 weeks, and everything that's said has a political tint at the moment. But what I will say, from a tourism point of view, is the cooperation that I've had with Tanya as well, with the city of Dubrovnik and the Dubrovnik Tourist Board since July on this digital nomad project has been outstanding, and has been absolutely the best cooperation I've ever had with any tourist board. And this project we're doing now is fantastic. And we've also just announced Zagreb Digital Nomad Week with the Zagreb Tourist Board, who are also very proactive. So there are really good examples of public-private partnership. But one of the things that I really like is with what saltwater nomads who we're doing this project with, and because now we have the opportunity to set the agenda, we can talk to private businesses and say, how about this for a new idea? So one of the things I talked to the Hilton about was having a partnership with Saltwater to have remote working spaces within the hotel, and to develop a strategy together to deal with this new wave of tourism, which is going to be huge. Jan de Jong's visa, it was just the start. The future of work is changing. And if we can actually have the right partners to meet this demand, we can do amazing things for tourism in Croatia 12 months a year. Another initiative I'm working on is in Ludbreg, which is known probably as the center of the world for most of you. It's also, I discovered, the only place in Croatia which has an authentic certified miracle from the Vatican that you can visit and physically see. Now, this is the Eucharistic miracle of Ludbreg in 1411, which was authenticated in 1535. And it's a chalice of blood, and it's in the church, and you can see it. Polish tourists drive all the way to Medjugorje, and they stay very close to Ludbreg overnight in Varaždin. And nobody has any idea that actually, while Medjugorje is not even a recognized miracle, here there is a miracle that in the church you can have Mass in Polish, and you can spend the night there, and then you can go off and see your thing. There's a whole program that we're working on. So this is Sabina, who's my Polish translator. She's also a tour guide, and she's very well connected with the Polish travel agency industry. And so together we're working with the Ludbreg Tourist Board and the city of Ludbreg to start developing a program to develop that kind of religious tourism. This is a woman, Theodora, who I met for the first time a couple of weeks ago. She is the #1 authority on all things Croatian tourism. She's from Zagreb. She loves K-pop, so she taught herself Korean. She's bilingual. She worked with Uniline to help establish the Korean market for them. She worked with the Croatian National Tourist Board when they opened the office in Seoul, and she's an absolute treasure. Nobody knows the Korean market better than she does. So not only have I hired her to translate for us, I've gone into partnership with her to find out exactly what it is that the Koreans want here that they're not getting, so that together with our partners we can put that in place. And my dream for her is that we're so successful that she moves to Korea, because that's what she wants to do, and then she promotes Croatia through Total Croatia even more. But the one thing that's really, really nice about this website is that because we own it 100%, and because our mission is innovation, communication, and authenticity, apart from those key destination partners, we're also going to work to celebrate the little guy. There are so many people in this country who have outstanding quality offers, and they don't get noticed because they're too small, they're not in the right party, or whatever else. Last month I was in Hvar, and I had a phone call from Joe Basic in Zagreb, who said, could I come at 1 o'clock to his office the next day, because he had an interview with Mark Viduka. He wanted me to interview him. And I looked at the ferries and the buses, and I couldn't get there till 2:30. So he said it's too late. So I put on Facebook, is anybody slučajno going to Zagreb tomorrow that can get me there for 12:30? And this guy Nikola sent me a message, never met him before, never knew who he was. Said, I'm not going to Zagreb tomorrow. You don't know me, but I will drive you there for free if I can have 4 hours of your time to discuss tourism, because I know that the conversation will be really, really interesting. Turns out he was a skipper for a boutique hotel, 5-star hotel in Hvar. He now has his own boat, his own mooring in Stari Grad, and he wants to get to market but doesn't know how to. By the end of the trip, I'd signed him up as my first official partner, and he will have all the transfers from our page, Stari Gradna page, in 10 languages. And he will give outstanding service to our tourists, and he will show them things that most other people wouldn't bother to, because he cares. And so what we can do here, by bypassing the system, is to find the really, really high quality people and to work with them and to develop it. That's it.
Hvala vam lijepa. Hvala Paul na vrlo iscrpnom izlaganju. Krešo Macan reći će nam nešto više detalja o komunikacijskim alatima u ovom projektu i što uopće znači ovaj portal za posjetitelje koji planiraju doći u Hrvatsku i koju novu vrijednost ovaj portal donosi hrvatskom turizmu. Krešo, izvoli.
Hvala Nikolina. Ma prije ove tehnologije, prije ovih detalja, par stvari koje Paul misli da nakon svih tih silnih godina nešto naučio u Hrvatskoj, onda mu je Nike morala dati ovu majicu jutros, ove duvenire, a svi znamo kako je bio moto dubrovačke diplomacije, sa svakim lijepo, s nikim iskreno. Pa onda Dubrovačku republiku niko nije tužio. Jer je, znate, kad kažete istinu, onda je najgore, onda vas svi tuže. A niste ništa krivo rekli. Tako da je naučio, mislim, danas jednu lekciju. Hvala drugoj Niki na majicama koje nam je danas dala prigodno za ovu presicu. Ja se moram isto prije svega zahvaliti Nikolini Vicelić, koja je bila domaćin prošle godine ABC-u i svima iz grada, dakle i gradonačelniku i Jelki i zamjenici Jelki, gradonačelnicu Frankoviću i zamjenici Tepšić, koji su nam bili zbilja na usluzi i dobili su, mislim, nevjerojatnu priču za Ameriku, što je, neskromno ću reći, ja mislim da zbog toga i ovi letovi dolaze ove godine. Znači, prvi put imamo izravno letove iz Amerike za Dubrovnik. Da toga nije bilo prošle godine, ja mislim da uopće ne bi razmišljali o tome.
Svakako je dijelom utjecalo, da.
Jedna stvar koja se dogodila prošle godine je bila, znači, dogodio nam se COVID i evo, prigodno smo tu u izložbenom prostoru gdje je izložba o COVID-u i kugi, i odjednom smo se nekako našli u situaciju da imali smo dojam da se neki ljudi nisu snašli ili da nisu znali kako reagirati na to, ali to nije značilo da će turizam stati. Dakle, Hrvatska se među prvima otvorila i tu je Paul isto bio skeptičan, rekao neće biti sezone, neće niko doći. Ja kažem, mi se otvaramo, bit će super. Tu je izgubio okladu. Ali to je bilo u ovo vrijeme prošle godine, on nije ni znao što je Viber, nije koristio Viber, nije jednostavno bio toliko u tehnologiji i onda smo mi krenuli sa tom Viber zajednicom. Zašto? Jer morate shvatiti, radili mi ili ne radili, kogod, onaj ko treba, ko je organiziran, ko nije, život će se nastaviti, bez obzira na COVID. I ljudi su počeli dolaziti u Hrvatsku. I ljudi su počeli pitati kako doći u Hrvatsku. I ove godine kad smo bili na žiriranju za ovu nagradu, jer smo mi ovo sve radili volonterski, to je Paul obično zove kad nema para. Kao, ajmo raditi nešto i mi to napravimo, svi zajedno, upravo zato što je bit napraviti, ovo što smo rekli napraviti, jer nama je stalo. I žiri nas je pitao u jednom trenutku, zašto ste vi to radili kao s niko nije plaćao? Ja kažem, kako ćeš ostaviti čovjeka koji se krca na avion u Los Angelesu i ovaj mu kaže ne možete u Hrvatsku, a mi znamo da može. I u tom trenutku mi šaljemo njemu dokumente, šaljemo linkove i svi su prošli. Nama niti jedan čovjek nije ostao na aerodromu prošlu godinu. I to je ono što vas nekako učini ponosnim. Ja znam, evo, baš sam pričao par puta, nije bilo nikad teško se ustati i u neko kako je vremenska razlika radi to. Kad vi shvatite da neki čovjek doletio i kaže hvala vam, ne znam, neko se oženio zbog vas za 2 dana, neđe ste ih spojili, jer mi smo radili pravično nemoguće stvari, recimo zahvaljujući prije svega Hrvatskoj policiji. Zato što je MUP preko sve može. Samo nam objasnite što kako, mi smo spajali te parove, stavljali ljude u karantenu pa ih izvlačili, a sve po pravilima. Znači, policija ne može ništa, mi imamo pravila. Ali kad ima dobre volje, sve se može. Dakle, mi smo prošle godine, ajmo reći, lovili ljude koji su odlučili, nakanili doći u Hrvatsku i onda smo im pomogli ući. I osigurali sve informacije koje su im trebale na 25, koliko jezika? 25 jezika. 25 jezika je bilo prevedeno i tad smo koristili isto već neke, većinom sve Google alat, jer jednostavno nije bilo budžeta pa smo radili s onim što smo mogli. Ali već tad je bilo na 25 jezika. Dakle, tad smo lovili ljude koji su bili na granici. Ono što je Paul razumio i shvatio da se treba ići korak dalje. I ovo vam je korak dalje. Dakle, on sad ljude koji razmišljaju o tome gdje bi putovali, lovi tamo kad razmišljaju. Dakle, kad oni prvi put utipkaju gdje je Hrvatska, nećete vjerovati, dakle, kad smo bili u finalu svjetskog nogometnog prvenstva, najtraženiji pojam je bio Where is Croatia? Mi svi mislimo da svi znaju gdje je Hrvatska, možda znaju gdje je Dubrovnik, Željko ili tako, ali nisam siguran da znaju gdje je Hrvatska i to se vidjelo u finalu svjetskog prvenstva. Dakle, mi umišljamo da će nam gosti sami doći. Ne, mi danas moramo u vrlo oštroj konkurenciji dovesti i mi moramo biti tamo s njima u onom trenutku kad oni utipkaju gdje ću odvesti djecu, gdje ću s djecom, može li moj kućak na brod ili već što. Znači, puno je praktičnih pitanja. Koji je hotel pet friendly, gdje ću, evo, na izgled, kako probati drniški pršut. Svi ćemo se mi ih pohvaliti da nam je drniški pršut najbolji na svijetu, ali niko neće reći gdje treba otići i probati. Tako. I vidjeli smo da kad se napišu te male stvari, kad se prevedu, kad su na dobroj platformi, onda dođu do ljudi. Znači, najbitnije je bilo da je ova platforma de facto nekakva nova verzija, još ne široko rasprostranjena Google searcha, znači pretraga na Google, koja vam daje priliku da se jako brzo probijete na vrh svih pretraga ako imate kvalitetan sadržaj. Prvi je uvjet da je kvalitetan i točan sadržaj. Kad Google shvati da je to sadržaj koji ljudi čitaju i da se na njega referiraju, da se taj sadržaj dijeli, onda postajete broj 1. Znači, najbitnije je da je sadržaj bitan ljudima, dakle da je significant i shareable. To vam je onaj KISS u moderno vrijeme društvenih medija. Significant mora ljudima znači, mora im dati informacije i mora biti shareable, da se lako podijeli. A to ste vidjeli na svakoj ovoj stranici da ima puno share-ova. Ljudi dijele. Plus prevodi na sve jezike. Tako da u principu od one virtualne recepcije prošle godine, virtualne recepcije Hrvatske, s ovim projektom Paul ima ambiciju postati virtualna hrvatska turistička zajednica i vjerujem da će u tome uspjeti. Hvala.
Hvala, Krešo. Za kraj naših izlaganja imamo još jedan video koje de facto predstavljamo novu web platformu koja se prvi put predstavlja u Hrvatskoj.
Welcome to the augmented reality world of Equinox XR, bringing you a new dimension to global tourism through the innovative use of AR. Augmented reality is all about mixing virtual content with real-world locations. We have created Equinox XR, the world's first production-ready AR platform, allowing our clients to create attractions at each destination or museum on a single, easy-to-update application. For demonstration purposes, we created a virtual tourist guide in Dubrovnik, the 3D model of the beloved patron saint, St. Blaise, who provides information about local points of interest. We have also placed some beloved fictional characters around. Watch out for the dragons! Using Equinox XR, you can create location-based games which direct tourists to specific locations to win prizes, as well as virtual sales points where they can buy tickets and souvenirs. Join us at Total Croatia and Equinox XR to take your destination to the next dimension.
Evo, nadam se da vam se svidjela prezentacija novog hrvatskog nacionalnog turističkog portala. Sad smo došli do dijela koji se odnosi na vaša pitanja, tako ukoliko imate bilo kakvo pitanje sa vaše strane, evo, mi ćemo rado odgovoriti na sva ta pitanja. Izvolite. Sve je jasno. Znači da je bila uspješna preskonferencija. Čestitam Pol, čestitam Krešo. Evo, onda došli smo do kraja naše preskonferencije. Najljepše vam se zahvaljujem svima na dolasku i na vremenu i srdačno vas pozdravljam do neke druge prilike. Hvala vam lijepa. Hvala Pol, hvala Krešo.